What's up, y'all? It's the Brown Woman Speaking, and you have reached the Brown Woman Speaking podcast hotline, where every week there's a new topic and a new guest, or set of guests you just never really know. But guess what? You are tuned in for the conversation. The only rule is you got to put that thing on mute. You can't talk. Just listen in. Just listen in. It's going to be good. Now, before I go over there and call my guest, shout out to my Brown Business of the Week, Resolutions Car Spa. They are located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, I don't clean my car that much, but when I do, I bring it to them, and they get that thing sparkling and right. I only clean it about every 6 months, but when I do clean it, they get it good. Now, their motto is, once you do business with us, you're not just another customer, you're family. Now, go get y'all car clean, because I've seen them and they dirty. Who am I to judge? Seriously, y'all want to see my car. But go get your car clean. I will have all of their details in the description box below. Now let's go call our guest.
Hey, Portia, what's up?
What's up, Bruno? What's up?
Not much. How you doing? What's going on?
So, girl, I know you've been talking about you wanted to get on the podcast, so
Yeah,
your
girl.
opportunity. The other day, I was thinking about how when we were younger, we couldn't say certain stuff and we couldn't do certain stuff. And so I wanted to talk about like where it stemmed from and, you know, where y'all got it from. Was it something that your mama told you couldn't do? Like, for instance, when we couldn't say the word lie.
Right.
Like, where did they come from? Did she tell you cannot say this, or just it was just understood that y'all couldn't say that word?
It was just understood. We couldn't say that word because it was like a bad word to them for us to say. It was like being, you know, disrespectful. Oh, that was a bad word. Go and tell it. You know, back then.
So it was like a curse word, or you couldn't. It was bad to say it to your mama.
It was bad to say it to anybody.
To say it at all.
At all.
If y'all don't know, we are from the South. I mean, all the way in the South. And so we don't curse in front of nobody, really.
Right.
Like, I don't curse in front of my grandma. You know, sometimes we might slip up, say a curse word. They ain't gonna whoop us or nothing, but it's just understood that we don't curse. They ain't never say, oh, don't curse in front of us. It was just always understood that we don't do that.
Yes, it was always been that you respect your elders. You do not cuss in the front of your elders. You don't do that, you know.
But is that something that they told y'all, or like you said, it was understood? For us, it was understood. Y'all ain't never said it to us.
You know, that's how we were raised. It was, you know, it was understood. That's how it was back then. You know, we couldn't sit up on no grown folks. We knew better. They give us that eye like, you know, that look like, and we know what we were supposed to do, you know. But nowadays, baby, shoot. The kids, you try to talk to them, you tell them to go out, get up and go outside. They look at you crazy, like, outside? What you all talking about? You know,
like outside is a foreign land or something.
It's a foreign land. We stayed outside a whole lot back during the time when I was raised. We was outside a whole lot. We wasn't in the house.
I was outside too.
Yes.
We like being outside. These kids don't go outside now.
These kids don't go outside. They don't know nothing about outside. They don't know how to go. And like we went in the woods. We went, made playhouses. We did a lot of stuff back during the time. Pick blackberries, huckleberries, whatever.
Girl, now talk about the blackberries, because you stay talking about these blackberries. So who you pick blackberries for? Wasn't that your job or something?
That wasn't no job. We just went pick some blackberries. You know, because
But
we
did
had...
y'all have a job that y'all pick blackberries or something? Or somebody gave y'all some money for picking blackberries?
No, we used to pick strawberries, baby.
Oh.
Get up in the morning time, baby, we had to go hit the field before we went to school. And pick them strawberries, go back home, and get dressed and get on that bus to go to school. Yes.
So what was the field that you picked the strawberries at?
Right down the street from where we stayed, her name was Miss Cherry. And we used to go up by Miss Cherry's house and pick strawberries in the field up there. And
was this a black lady or a white lady?
She was a white lady. It was one of our neighbors right down the street. It was a white lady.
So, like, what age were you when this was going on?
Oh, baby, I was like 14, 15 years old during that time.
So was Miss Charity, that's what you said?
Miss Charity, yes.
Was she nice to y'all, or like did she treat y'all like y'all was the black kids?
She was a nice person. She was really nice to us. She was really nice. Yes.
So only kids pick the strawberries, or older people pick the strawberries?
Older people pick the strawberries too. You know, and you know, when we got out the field, you know, we'll take give our tickets to our mama, you know, and she'll cash them tickets in on a Saturday.
A ticket? What is a ticket?
We had a ticket for every carrier berry that we picked. We got a ticket for it, and we'll
give a ticket is like what? It was money. like
it was like money. We'll collect our money at the end of the week.
So when you cash the ticket in it?
To the lady, to the lady who we was working for, Miss Cherry.
Oh, so she gave tickets instead of money, and so she could keep up with how many baskets you got.
How many baskets you got, and then on Saturdays, we'll cash them in.
So you'll give all of them to mama. Y'all gave all. So who all was going?
Give it to mama. We all went in that field. Me, Mark, Evelyn, and I think Dolores went in that field. Melvin went in that field, and Janice. Some of them went in the field and didn't pick nothing.
So my grandma has 11 brothers and sisters. How old were you when Uncle Bonnie died? Uncle Bonnie?
When my brother died, when Uncle Bonnie died, that was back in 79. So I was born in 55. So I was like Cortez. I was having Cortez that year. So I was.
So you was of age.
I was of age. I was.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think that's interesting that y'all was picking berries in a white lady field when you was 14. And
yes.
And to think you, so what school you was going to, Burger High?
We was going to Burger. We was going to Burger at the time. That was the name of it, Burger.
Okay,
yes.
So y'all, she just said she was born in 55. So that means she was here during Jim Crow, alive and well, matter of fact. And Burger High was the black high school, right?
Right.
So she was going to the black high school and she was picking berries at the white lady house. Was it white people picking berries too? It was just a lot of black people in the field.
It had a few white in the field, but it was more black. It was more black during that time. Weird. And also my grandfather, he had a field right there by the where my mom was raised at. He had a field. And, you know, we all used to go in that field also. He had more than strawberries. He had strawberries, cucumbers, watermelons, and all that kind of stuff.
And now we can't get nothing. So what happened to y'all fields? Because
well, the fields was back during the time, you know, grass didn't grow up where the field was. It was right there. Then you could walk down through the passway of all my auntie's houses down through that way, and they had a field. It was close down. It was close to us where we stayed at. They had about 2 or 3 fields out there.
So where y'all stayed? Not where you stay right now. So where was it?
Where the
What was
field,
y'all house at the time?
our house was over on Gerain Lane. That's what
Oh.
it's named Gerain Lane now, but back during that
Oh,
time,
so not that far from you right now.
not that far from me. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
But
that.
everything was right there. Was where Patricia stayed. Everything was right there, right on the side, like coming to us. It had a lot of fields. They had fields right there behind Aunt Ada. They had fields right behind Aunt May. And you come on down, you know, it had another field. They had fields out there back during that time.
So when you at Burger High, since it was only black kids, then you
It
went
was.
to
Go ahead.
what you about to say?
It was. Yeah, they called it Burger High. Burger back during that time. Burger. Yeah.
So did you have some white friends, or y'all only was around black kids at the time?
We was only around black kids at the time. We integrated back in 1970. I think it was 1970 or 1971.
So what grade were you going to when y'all integrated?
I went over there in 1970, because I was graduating in 1973. I went over there in 1970. That's when we integrated. My sister Evelyn and them was the last graduating class of Berkeley.
Got you. So you went over there when you was like in ninth grade, something like that.
Ninth grade. My ninth grade year. Yes.
That's crazy, girl. See, that's always crazy to me when you talk about how you went to, you know, you was alive and well when schools integrated and you went to all black school, like literally pretty much your whole
yes.
grade school years, you went to school with only black kids.
On the black kids.
So was it?
And it was an all white or all girls school, and it was an all boys school. They turned Bergen into all boys, and Independent High was all girls.
But it was integrated, all boys and all girls.
That's right, all boys and all girls.
But did y'all have like places in town that only was whites only and blacks only?
Well, not during my time. I don't remember recalling that back during my time. You know, in time.
Did you tell me y'all had a movie theater or something?
I asked them about that, and I asked them, did y'all was it a bank up here, a movie theater? And they did say it had a movie theater up there in town.
You just
don't remember a bank. You know, I asked about it, but they don't remember a bank being up there. They remember a movie theater. I say, okay.
So do you remember that time when it was segregated? Like how it was for y'all going, you know, shopping and stuff like that? Where did y'all shop at? I mean, y'all had all these fields. What would y'all get from the grocery store?
During our time, my mama had an account at a grocery store where she would go and make groceries.
Account? What is the account? Y'all got some fancy stuff.
She had an account where she could go and make groceries. Every Saturday, she would go and make groceries from that store.
So it's something like you have to pay for?
Yes, she'll pay for it later. My daddy was a barber, so
yeah.
Later, she'll go pay that account out, or either go pay on that account.
Oh, so it's like it was like kind of a credit.
A credit. She would have a credit.
Oh, interesting. The grocery store never do that now, because I remind you.
Not now. They'll never do it. I mean, even the pharmacy, you used to do a bill at the pharmacy, but not now. People don't do that no more.
Yeah, because folks probably wasn't paying them. That's why. So, how was it when you finally went to? Like, how did the white kids treat y'all when y'all integrated with them the new school, the girls, because
When
this
we,
was the ones who was a hot mess.
oh baby, when we integrated, baby, it was terrible. Our first year over there, it was terrible because we had, you know, uh, one young lady, she wanted to fight. She would pick with everybody, and we had a ride over there that first year. I think it was the first year when we integrated, when we was all white, all girls school. It was we had a ride over there that year,
A
and
riot?
we had a riot. I think it was that year, or maybe a couple years after. I'm not for sure.
So did people get put out of school for the riot?
Yeah, some people got put out of school.
Was there any white kids?
Well, she did. She got put out, and a couple more people's. It was always something going on about her. She, she kept a lot of. She kept a
So do
lot.
you know her now?
Yes, I know her. Yes,
She's still alive?
she's still alive.
That's something else.
I pull
Like,
up at.
have you seen her? You gotta say her name, but
Yes, I did because my sister asked me to bring her somewhere one day. To go check on something by her unit, and she asked me to bring her. And I brought her, and she told me where she was going. And when I pulled up, and when the person came to, I said, "Oh man!" I said, "This the girl that got her behind whooped." They told me to step back. They told me to move back. She got her behind whooped. They drug her through the mud and everything else. Yes, ma'am. She was
so
something.
so when you met her in your later life, did she know who you was?
No, I never talked to her. Mm-mm. I never talked to her. I told my sister, but I never said anything to her. But I'm quite sure she probably would know if I would have said. She would have reminisced for a few minutes.
It's for a few minutes. Well, her face being in that mud.
It was just back
I
then.
wonder if she have changed her.
I really hope that she have changed her perspective about a whole lot of things differently because she was just, I don't know, it's some things that's being taught to be uh great. She just didn't like her. She was just racist to me, back during that time.
I'm pretty sure she was. But y'all have, even me growing up in independence, we've experienced, people who we know are prejudiced and racist. And but y'all grew up in the time where people really was just comfortable with saying and doing whatever.
But back from independent, where I was raised up back then, it was called I saw it uh I saw it somewhere where it said Uncle something,
Oh, Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam's town back then.
Yes.
Now I say,
I know,
what?
I saw that.
Uncle Sam's town. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's an Italian town,
I
you
know.
know. But we was treated good back during the time that I was growing up right here in Independence. My mama knew a lot of people. My old grandfather knew a lot of people. You know, and
So do you feel like y'all were treated better as blacks because of the connections that your mama and your daddy and your grandfather had?
I really believe so. You know that.
And your grandma and your mama your mama definitely passed the paper bag test. So she almost, y'all ain't never seen my great grandmother, but I mean, if you watching on YouTube, I might put a picture up of her. The lady passed the paper bag test, okay? if you see my grandma right now, she ain't that dark herself.
Right.
So, her mama definitely passed the paper bag test. My great grandmother was all kind of everything: black, Indian, white. So,
Yeah.
you know, she was one of those people who could, you know, get around. But your daddy would. How did your grandfather look? 'Cause I ain't never saw him.
My grandfather on my daddy's side or our mama's side.
I mean, whichever one you was talking about.
Well, my mama grandfather raised her because during the childbirth, when my mama had a brother and he died in and mama died in childbirth during the time. So my mama grandmother raised her. Her mama raised her.
So how did they look?
They look like my mama, cause that was my mom. That was Aunt Em and them sister. My Aunt
Okay, so they was like fair skinned too.
Yes, and my grandfather, her dad, my mama daddy, he was dark skinned, and I don't know what happened to his picture. He was a nice looking man. Yeah, but he did. After that, he did get married again to our Aunt Virgil Ann's mother, the one staying in Baton Rouge. He did get married again.
Wait, what?
Our grandfather, our mama, daddy, he did get married again. That's why my mama got a sister. My mama got a sister. Aunt Virgil Ann is our mama's sister. Our mama was raised.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Aunt Virgil Ann was already y'all auntie, and then her grandma got married to Aunt Virgil Ann mama.
No, that was our. After my mama died in childbirth, our grandfather got married again.
Gotcha.
Daddy got married again. So that's when Aunt Virgil Ann come up here, our mama's sister.
So were you close with your mama daddy? Okay.
We never did know him.
Oh, okay.
We never knew him.
So how you know Aunt Virgil Ann? She came around later or something?
She came around. We found out that was our mama's sister.
Oh.
That she had a sister. Her name is Virgil Ann. That's how we learned about her. Yeah.
But it's a whole lot. Okay, so then
a whole lot.
So, okay, you done lived a couple places.
Yes.
So you lived in Independence, then y'all moved from Independence to where?
Where I lived as a child, we used to stay, the only two houses that I remember that we stayed in was right down that lane. It's called Gerain Lane. All the way to the back was Celeste stayed. All the way back there in that back. And then we come on back up to the front. We stayed in that house where James' mama stayed. James Speedy, or Speedy mama stayed. We used to stay in that house back in the days.
So you went to like California and Texas and stuff when you got older?
I went to California when Rocky was like 2 or 3 years old. 2 years old. I went to California. And I stayed out there maybe a year or so. Well, my mom, before I went to California, let me bag it up. Before I went to California, my mom was staying in a house that's out there now. On 40. That's where my mom was staying. That's where we were staying then. That's the last house we stayed in. Then my mom, she left and she moved to Houston. I think she stayed out there 2 or 3 years, something like that. I'm not for sure.
So when you was in California, she moved to Houston?
Yes. I came back home. Houston. That's when I came back home. I moved back where she was in Houston. Then when she came home, we all came home.
So how long did you stay in Houston?
Not long. I wasn't in Houston long. Mm-mm.
I'm just trying to figure out why y'all moved back to Podunk Independence. You was in California. What part of California you was staying in?
I was staying in Richmond.
So you was in Richmond for a year.
I was
Who you staying in Richmond with?
I was staying with Evelyn. Evelyn moved to California. Evelyn
so
was
how long Auntie Evelyn stayed in California?
Evelyn moved back too. She didn't stay long. Evelyn moved back.
So y'all both moved to California at the same time?
Already out there. Poochie was already out there. I went out there to stay with Evelyn. I think Evelyn was already out there in California. I stayed with Evelyn maybe for a year or two and came back. Wasn't that long. I don't know.
I don't know why y'all came here.
Move all the way back to Independent, been back here ever since.
Do you regret it? Do you wish you would have stayed in Houston or California or something?
Well,
because you always talk about, you know what, I should move.
I wish I would have stayed off somewhere different.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have, because I could always come back home, but it's no place like home.
That's true. But, well, I mean, I guess I'm glad that I grew up in Independence opposed to Richmond.
Yeah, I grew up.
I can always move,
Yes, I always said, I used to stay in Hammond.
Uh-huh.
I used to stay in the projects in Hammond. I used to stay independent in the projects myself. Mm-hmm. Then I used to stay in the projects in Hammond.
Right.
I even stayed down that road where I told your mama stayed there at first. I got to stay back there with me. And we moved. I moved. After I saw a snake, after the snake was in my house, we moved.
Girl, I remember when we used to stay up in Happy Woods.
And I stayed in Happy Woods.
If you from the area, you know what Happy Woods is. But we used to stay in Happy Woods, and I remember vividly when we like get on the interstate, or we was going to Baton Rouge or something, and we'll pass by the little pond. I remember we used to always be like, oh, we live over there. And at the time when I was younger, I just thought it was the coolest thing ever that we lived by the water. But now that I'm older, I'm like, that little water. we was bucked up by that little water, that little bit of water. It wasn't nothing.
Yeah, they had a little pond behind it.
Once I got older, I was like, bro, this really the water we used to get excited about. I remember if I was in the car with somebody, I'd be like, we live over there by the water. Or after we moved or whatever, I used to say, we used to live over there. Like it was just this extravagant place.
But I even stayed in Joe's trailer park.
Uh-huh. I mean, I don't remember Joe's trailer park. I just remember Joe's trailer park from being there with not you. Right. Did I stay in Joe's trailer park with? Was I alive?
No. Because I moved to Happywood.
Oh, okay.
I moved to Happywood. I did.
So
thank God, I only moved like 4 places when girl, thank the Lord. That's a lot of moving.
I know. So, but my mom stayed with you when I was born, right? In just Happy Woods, and then where you stay now?
Yeah, she stayed with me at Joe's Trailer Park. She stayed with me when we were staying in Project in Independence.
Oh, I was born when you stayed in Joe's Trailer Park?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So when I was born, you stayed in Happy Woods.
Hold on. We need to bag back up a little bit more.
Okay.
The house was Celeste staying. Just when you was born, I stayed in that.
Oh, girl, you know what? Let me tell you how I know. I forgot about that house. Because my daddy gonna still talk about what he had said. He had snuck in the window or something like that.
I don't know what he did back
He
doing them.
did something clearly.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that house, girl. Okay, so you stayed in the pink house.
Right.
Then you moved to Happy Woods.
When I stayed in the pink house, I moved to Joe's Trailer Park, and then Happy Woods. And after Happy Woods, I moved back to Independence in the trailer out there,
Okay.
old trailer.
Right.
And I've been back out there 21 years.
Oh, girl, I don't remember. Well, of course, I don't remember no pink house. I don't remember no Joe's Trailer Park. But I sure remember when I was young, y'all had told us we stayed over there by that lake, by that little lake pond. I don't even know what you want to call it. But baby, I used to be booked up because, it's on the side of the interstate. So I just feel like we lived in a high echelon, upper echelon neighborhood or something. Like, y'all know,
when you're coming over the overpass, when you're getting off the overpass, that's when on the interstate, that's when you can see it real good.
So now that I'm old, as I got older and, was coming back and forth to Lafayette, I just think about it every time. Like, I really was booked up. like I got a house on a dock, like I got a dock in the backyard and everything. Y'all know we used to stay over there. Then we used to, baby, that's too funny. So did you ever, what things do you miss when you were a child that like we don't have now? What type of stuff did y'all do that you can't do now, like we don't do?
What stuff that we had back then, we used to go to the at school, girl, we used to have dances at the school during recess, doing wait.
Dances at the school during recess?
During the lunch, when you get out of lunch, if you got out luncheon time, you could go up in the gym because they had a little dance thing up in the gym. You could go up in there, pay your money, and go in the gym. Back during our time, yes.
This was just random dances? Or this was like homecoming, stuff like that? Or this was
just ran a little social thing, just a little social thing. You go up in there, you pay your money, you go up in there, they had somebody, they had somebody in there spinning records, a little DJ back during the time.
Spinning the records!
Yes.
Oh, what kind of dances you was doing? You was on the dance floor dancing?
No, I wasn't on no dance floor.
So what you was in there doing? You want to go to the dance so bad?
We'll go in the gym and just we'll go in there and just sit down.
So y'all was sitting up here catching the seats.
Yes.
Like the kids catch the ball today, you were just catching the seat. We're doing that.
Back during that time, we used to have fun though, and we'll go to the games and stuff. We'll load up in a car, be a bunch of us in the car going to a game, a football game or a basketball game.
Like off or at the school?
At the school. And then after that, we'll go to the malt stand. You know what Lisa Drive-In at right now? It was a malt, we call it the malt stand back during the day. We used to come up there and they had a little room back in the back with a jukebox with a thing in it, a jukebox in it. They play records in the back. You put money in to play records. Yeah. We'll go up there on Sundays.
So this when you was young, that when you were going?
That when I was young. We was still in school, huh? But there's some things that we did. And
I'm still on these recess dances.
Mildred Owens Cafe back during the time. We used to go up there. You see our little dances up there. And the malt shop where Tyra mama used to stay in, that used to be a malt shop. It used to be a little place where we could have little stuff in. The brick house, we used to have stuff up there. It was a mall shop too, back during the days. So
y'all had a lot of places to go when y'all was young.
Many of stuff to do back then. And then we went to the movies, girl. We had the outside, the drive-up movies.
So you think that's what's wrong with the kids now? They ain't got nothing to do?
Yes. Society.
They really ain't got nothing to do.
Society have really failed them, really, because they really don't have nothing to do.
Not a thing. But I know, you know, when I was younger, we used to go to the skating rink. You know, we used to have a skating rink. I mean, we were still bad, but we'll just fight. You know, we'll fight at the skating ring. You get to open the skating ring for these chaps, they'll shoot.
They'll shoot.
So, look, the people was okay with us fighting after. See, the thing was, when we used to go to the skating ring, ain't nobody really, you know, if we was at the skating ring from 8 to 12, ain't nobody fight from 8 to 12.
Right.
It's after you got out the skating ring, then people go fight.
Don't worry about all that.
Yeah, then people go fight. They'll wait. See, these kids now, they messing up the party in the middle of the party.
Hey, we could drop y'all off at the skating rink and then go back and get y'all. We ain't have to worry about that. We'll go back and get y'all because everybody watch out for one another. You know, while they was at the skating rink, hey, y'all all together, watch out for one another, you see?
Right.
But now, it's just ain't like that now. It's not.
I mean, we did have little parties where people, you know, want to be stupid, shoot, but they'll shoot in the air or something like that. I don't remember nobody getting shot. But I remember guns, but I don't remember nobody getting shot, you know.
Girl, we used to have waistline parties at the hall.
Waistline? What is a waistline party, girl? Please like me.
Look, right out there by Mr. Nick Joseph, that hall across from there.
Uh-huh.
We used to have.
Wasn't it a church?
No, that never was a church back then. That was a hall.
Back then it wasn't a church.
A church. That was a hall.
Oh, okay.
They didn't made a whole lot of stuff different because the hall over there on Kemp Street, that was a hall. That wasn't no church. They used to have stuff at them halls back then.
So what's a waistline party?
A waistline party where you get the waist measurement and measure your waist and you multiply it times 2 and that's the amount of money that you would pay to get in.
Oh my God.
And we used to have a shoe thing. You measure your shoe size and whatever size your shoe size was, that's the size that you paid back during the day.
So you multiplying it cents.
As cents.
So if your weight's 32, that's 32 cents multiplied by 3 or whatever.
Multiplied by 3 or 2, whichever one it is, you multiply.
So baby, we need to have some waistline parties now.
Yes, it was fun back then.
Waistline parties. So did the boys measure their waist to it? This was just a girl.
Tell you something. Your Uncle Speedy used to spin records there all the time. Speedy, we used to have a lot of records. We used to spin records. We'll sell hot dogs and all that kind of stuff. You know, we used to enjoy stuff back during the days. We really did, girl. We had a good time.
So for these waistline parties, because I'm curious, was it just the girls that measured their waist, or the boys measured their waist too?
Everybody had to pay to get in. We had to.
But did they measure their waist?
We measured their waist and multiplied times 2. Whatever the waist was, that's how much you had to pay to get in.
This is too funny. First of all, that would be hilarious in today's society when everybody want to go get dipped and took so they can be, you know, have no waist, waist gain.
We used to do this.
To pay $2.
We used to do a lot of stuff back then.
So y'all parties was themed on shoe sizes and waistlines.
Sizes and probably a couple other things I can't think of right now.
That's too funny. So who brought these measuring tapes to the party?
The person that was giving a party. So
at the door, you measured yourself or somebody at the door measured you?
Somebody at the door will measure you. Had to measure. I had to do your measurement. That's right.
Did they pat y'all down too?
No, because back then people wasn't toting no guns and stuff and all that kind of stuff. We went out to have fun. They wasn't doing that back then.
Yeah, you can't do nothing now.
And
like,
you
I
know,
don't even want my sisters to go nowhere or nothing.
I'm telling you, they had things for us to do. Like I said, Miss Mildred Cafe up there. She had a cafe. And in the back of the cafe, she dead and gone. That's Miss Rose Joseph, their mama. The cafe's still there. They used to have a pool table back in the back.
What is it?
The cafe right there about going on the 40, you know, with that building there with the upstairs? Where Mike stayed? It's a cafe. Okay. The building right there, that was Mildred's Cafe.
Oh, y'all had all kind of little stuff.
And we all used to meet up there. That's how I met Calvin, waving brother Calvin. Way back in the day, Janice met Speedy. Way back then, girl, we had fun back then. We did. We really did.
Yeah, maybe the kids need. Well, you can't even get them nothing to do because first of all, they ain't gonna do it. Then they gonna abuse it.
Yes, and you know what? And I think that'll be a good thing to do, a waistline party.
Waistline party coming to a city near you, and don't try to take my girl idea. On period, we gonna have to trademark it.
For real. And then the shoe size, do the shoe size. Just make it something interesting and fun. You know, a lot of people don't want to do their shoe size. They'll try to do that foot in somewhere that shoe won't be all the way.
So did y'all have to take the shoe off and then do it?
No.
Oh, y'all did it with the shoe on?
That shoe on.
Baby, y'all probably was curling up toes and stuff trying to get that shoe size short.
We had fun, girl, back then.
It's too funny. Y'all don't be taking my grandma idea.
See, they just don't do a lot of different things back then. You know, a lot of things like we used to do. We used to have little socials. Ask somebody about it. Little socials. We have little so. I'm going to the little social, girl. How much it costs?
So what did y'all do at the social?
We danced.
So just like a dance. So y'all just had a whole lot of places to go out.
And look, they would have hot dogs and chips and maybe some drinks, something there for the sale at the social. You know, we wasn't high with it. A drink maybe back then.
A quarter?
Yes.
How much was the hot dogs? Y'all had chili?
The hot dog probably like a quarter.
Did y'all have chili on the hot dog?
We would have chili, but girl, look.
That was extra?
That was extra. We had a little candy and all. We had a little corner where we were selling stuff. And Speedy used to set up over there and play his music. Not just Speedy.
So who was this weed that was selling the stuff? Was it you and your sister and your brother selling stuff?
No, it was whoever gave the social. Whoever gave the party.
So did y'all have to pay for these spaces to rent them? Or y'all just was like, we're going to have it?
Back then, you did, I think you had to pay a little something for that hall. I'm not for sure if you had to pay anything for that hall, to get the little hall. Because it had these little halls around here, but you ain't have to pay too much to get them back then during that time. We kept ourselves busy. We always had something to do. You hear me?
Clearly.
Always. There was always something to do. Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know. The current state of Tangipahoa Parish right now is just out of pocket. We just had, we've been having shootings and it be the little kids that ain't got no sense. And I just don't understand it because at this point, I don't know what the cure would be. What? Because you can't say they need something to do because if you do something for them, they act a fool with that.
Be considerate about other people's life when you out there doing something. When you going out, you done plan this, to do this, you be considerate about other people's lives that you putting in stake. You know, you might not care about your own self. You going out there, you know what you was gonna do before you went out there to go do it.
That's the problem.
That's the problem right there. And where you getting these guns from? All these big old guns. Where you getting them from? It's just,
maybe that's what it is. They got too easy access to just stuff, weapons of mass destruction.
Too easy. It's too easy. And a bullet ain't got no name on it. And we used to say that back in the days when we used to go out. A bullet ain't had no name on it back during the time. You know, people didn't do all that kind of stuff back then. It was very few. I mean, we didn't have a lot that's going on now. And I see it's a lot of our youngsters, a lot of our young folks. We just done lost them out there. They just need somebody to talk to, the mentor. They need some help. They really need.
I don't know. It's like with the younger kids, like you can try to say what they need, but are they gonna be receptive to it? Because it's okay. I just saw this yesterday, girl. You know they doing the little virtual classes. So right. This little high school in Baton Rouge, he on his little class call. I think, yeah, he on his class call. His right. brother walked in the room. Did you see it?
No, but I heard about it.
Baby, his brother walked in the room. He gonna tell the teacher, F your class and all this, that, and the third, girl. And then gonna smoke on the teacher call. Girl, just upset me. I said, first of all, I know these teachers don't want to be on here. Second of all, then she had told him, oh, you've probably gotten your brother expelled. He said, that's on his age. I'm like, dang, so you don't care about your little brother's education or nothing. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they look up to people who don't have nothing going for themselves. And then you see how the other kids is on the call pumping it up. So they making it's like glorified to be a little thug or glorified to be disrespectful. That wasn't glorified when I was younger. Like, we understood. You being disrespectful, bro, that ain't cute. Like, we never thought that was cool for you to be, you know, we was class clowns and stuff, but we were respectful class clowns. I don't remember nobody I was around, you know, telling off the teacher or nothing like that. We never thought that was cute. Like, that's nothing we gonna laugh about. We think, I feel like that's lame, but these kids, they think that's cute. So, you know, naturally, the kids gone. Then he's like, I already graduated. Okay, so why you at your mama's house? Right. So why you ain't doing nothing? So these kids really grow up in environments like that.
Because somebody else, I saw something else on there where it said they was on a virtual call and somebody came through there, didn't have no clothes on or something.
Oh, they probably did that on accident.
That was early. I saw something on Facebook.
No, this boy did this on purpose.
He did it on purpose. That wasn't good at all. Cause
he was all up in the camera in front of. Then he unmuted I think the teacher muted him, and then he unmuted her because you can, like, I can mute you on.
Well, where was his mama when his brother was doing all that? Where was his mama?
Clearly, his mama can't control the brother because he wouldn't be talking like that. He'll have some sense.
But clearly, the brother, get up out my house. How old is he?
Huh?
I wonder how old was
he? He said he already graduated, so he old enough.
Nah, you don't be disrespectful like that. That wasn't good.
Girl, he said, F your class. I said, baby, God gives the right people the right battles because I can't teach nobody kids. Oh, baby, I said he was gonna be so bad at me, he was gonna have to come shoot my house up. Like, I was gonna talk about him so bad. If my class.
That was not right for him to say that.
Girl, he said, F the class. He was talking all kind of stuff. I'm going to have to see you the video later. Baby, he had upset me. I was upset.
This is what happened when I go and sub at school. When I'm in the classroom, I'm standing at the door while they coming in and everything, and they'll come on in. Everybody come on in and have have a seat. So I introduce myself to everybody. So then I start calling names, and if it's a name I can't call, I'll get somebody to come up here and call these names out for me. If I don't know how to pronounce these names right, I get a student to do it for me. And then I tell them, this is what I want everybody to know. Now, I'm going to respect you. You respect me. You respect your classmate, and they will respect you. And do not holler out in this class. If you got anything that you need to say, whatever, you need to raise your hand up. Do not be disrespectful, because it ain't happening. Because there is a string up there that I could pull, and you going to the office, you getting out of my classroom. I didn't have no problem with the kids out there like that.
This teacher that was on the call, she was real. I said, oh, baby, she too nice. That's the problem.
Too nice.
Maybe these teachers too nice. I ain't had no nice teachers like that, baby. We about to act up. My teacher gonna tell us what it is. Don't let that be our teachers. They probably would have cursed us out. I wouldn't even gonna feel bad.
Yes. Now,
I don't know. They just make it real hard on these teachers. And the teachers already don't get paid good. And these kids really out of pocket. Like, I just think about how many teachers I know that have been teaching for years and years and years. And, they done stopped teaching. It's not completely, because of the students. It's administration and all that kind of stuff, but just the school system just ain't the same no more.
It ain't the same no more. It's not. It's not the same like it used to be. Back during the days when I was coming up, when I was small, I just can't remember some of my first grade and second grade teacher. I can't remember none of them, but I can remember the third, fourth, and fifth grade teachers and stuff, and it's just some stuff that you just was not gonna get away with in their classroom at all.
Cause y'all get paddlings.
They was using the paddle back then. They knew our family well. I mean, principal knew our.
I think I got a paddling one time. I was supposed to get a paddling.
And the paddle, and stuff, and we had a teacher that taught math. And if you miss a problem, you know the whole.
Now I know that lady ain't paddle y'all for missing no problem.
For real, you better not miss no problem. no math problem.
How you gonna paddle somebody for missing a problem? I don't know the problem.
But if we ever went to the office, I used to always say, don't call my mama. Just, hey, because if they call your parents back then, you might got a pallet there, and when you got home, you won't get another pallet. Yes, ma'am.
Did you have black teachers?
Yes. All our teachers was black when I was coming.
At Burger High?
At Burger, all of them was black.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Did Miss King teach you?
No, Miss King taught in Tallville.
Oh.
Miss Worm taught at Burger. She taught physical education.
Oh, okay.
And her sister, Miss Ada, she was over there for a while. Yes.
Do I know Miss Ada?
Her sister, Miss Ada, she died, and Miss Worm died. The only person living, Miss Willie Mae now.
I know that grandma, but I don't think I know Miss Ada, though.
Stayed in Baton Rouge. She stayed in Baton Rouge at the time.
But they were all teachers.
They was all teachers.
That's interesting. I feel like back in the day, it was only certain things that, people would go to school to be. Teachers.
Back in the days, we had a lot of teachers. And a lot of teachers. I don't know if they had a lot of nurses coming up back then.
But mostly teachers.
Mostly teachers.
Did you know men who went to like college and stuff? They went to.
There was teachers back
That
then.
was something they had to go to school to be, or
Well,
did they just mainly work?
I
Were,
know back then, Mr. O.W. Dillon, Mr. Hippolyte was over there. He's one of our neighbors, and he's still alive out there where we stayed. Mr. Hippolyte, Mr. Willie Hippolyte, and he was and Mr. Willie Hippolyte was out there, and who else? The rest of them is gone. He was the teacher that I know of, the only teacher that's out there now. And
most people were just teachers. They wouldn't.
Was just teachers. They wasn't,
doing all kind of other stuff.
Doing all kind of other stuff. Well, Mr. Mabel become a principal over at Independent High back during the time Rock and Marcia was going to school. Mr. Mabel, Katrina Mabel, dead, and Mr. Willie Hippolyte was an assistant principal back during the time. Yes, them two. And if they was doing anything else, I don't know nothing else. Now, his wife was also a school teacher, Mr. Willie Hippolyte. She taught back in St. Helena Parish.
Now, Grandma, if you could have went to school and go into a profession, what would it be? Like, what would you want to be?
I think I would have been a teacher. I would have been a teacher. Either.
I think you would have been a good teacher. You always trying to tell somebody what to do and teach somebody something.
A teacher. I think I would have been a teacher back during that time. I wish I would have went on and did some other things differently with my life. But I thank God to where I'm at today. But I'm doing good. But when you look back over your life, you think about some things differently, But I'm doing good where I'm at now. But I wish I would just went on to be a teacher. Yeah.
Well, I feel like you raised us good. And, when you from the South, your grandparents and everybody else you around literally raised you. When they say, what do they say? It takes a neighborhood
it takes a village
to raise a child. Literally, my mama, my mama is my mama, but all y'all raised me. My mama ain't raised me by herself. All y'all had a hand in who I am. So I feel like, you was a good grandma. I can talk to you about whatever. You ain't. One thing I love about my grandma, I was telling her this the other day. My grandma is not a closed-minded grandma. Like she can have her opinion about something, whatever it may be. She can have her opinion about it, but you can talk to her about it and tell her maybe that's not the right way to think, and she gonna be receptive to it. She not this is one way of the highway, my way of the highway. And also my grandma is not. She is very receptive to we her grandkids, but if I try to give my grandma some knowledge or tell her something that I learned or give her advice about something, she take it. She don't feel like, girl, I'm old. I'm older than you. I done lived through life. You can't tell me nothing. She not that type of person. So that's what I admire about my grandma, and that's what something that I try to take. Like, anybody can teach me something. I can learn something from anybody, and she really taught us not to be, one track minded. And, that's what I appreciate.
Thank you so much for that, Portia, and I appreciate you for saying that, because I'm the, like she said, I'm the type of person that, it's still a lot of learning that I could learn. Somebody else could teach you something that you didn't know. You know, and I'm always calling, you know, look, I need y'all to do this for me. I need y'all to do that for me, you know. And they'll say, nah, I need y'all to do this for
Yeah,
me.
because we'll do something for her 15 times.
I
She
still
thinks
call
she's so hip, but can't get it
to
together.
do it again, you know. And I thank God for them for that. And, you know, my 6 grandkids, you know, I always say that I always told them, you know, be the best in what you could be in. Always be the best in whatever you could do. Be the best in doing it, you know, and just keep doing it, and always remember that God will see you through anything that you're going through. You know, sometimes you might get in a little struggle, but you know that you ain't gonna be in that struggle for long. So just continue to keep on doing it, you know, because for myself, I know that sometimes I get into a little struggle sometimes. And, you know, I would always say, you know, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to let the Lord lead me with it and everything. And, you know, then I give it to the Lord, and I just continue to go on with it. But I know sometimes I say some things and, you know, and I don't know, but, you know.
she talking about, I don't know. She say some stuff and you got to tell her about herself. I was telling her yesterday, I had saw this girl asked a question where it was like a meme, and it was like, if your grandma slap your mama, what you gonna do? And everybody was replying back to the little meme. They was like, I'm gonna mind my business, I'm gonna mind my business. I said, I'm gonna tell my grandma about herself. She ain't gonna be slapping my mama in front of me.
Well, I sure told her. I remember I saw something on Facebook said, "Would you slap your siblings for?" It was for $1 million or something or something. And I did tell her, I said, I'll just go around slapping all of them. Just stay in the road, just slap all of them, you know.
Yes, you get a slap. You get a slap. You get a slap.
You get a slap.
Boy, I slap them so good. I be like, y'all want me to slap them once or twice?
Yes,
3
indeed.
times if you want me to.
I thank God for my siblings. I love my siblings. I got 11 living siblings, you know. Praise God. I got 11 living plus 2. So all together it's 13 of us. Thank God for them. We all different, y'all. Everybody is different.
They all a hot mess, y'all. They all a hot mess.
Nobody is the same.
But if you know me personally, some people think, you know, I'm quiet or because I'm still, you know, getting out of my shell. But if you know me personally, I act just like these people. Like, these people are unique specimens.
Yes.
Everybody, if they hear me talking to my grandma, they think it's the funniest thing ever because we talk to each other like we just the best of friends. And if they come around my family, they just think they the best people on this earth. Because the people throw off, y'all. Like, I can't not be thrown off because they thrown off.
Even with my 2 daughters, they both different. But I love both of them. They both different. Yes.
Oh, okay. So speaking of her daughters, so my mama, she had, you know, they had a pretty okay relationship. And then my auntie, we working on her, y'all. We working on her. She know herself. So we gonna talk about it. We working on her. So we were talking about, because I had heard on a podcast that I listen to frequently, they were saying that, matter of fact, it was E.T., Eric Thomas. He was saying that he confronted his dad. No. I think he didn't have a relationship with his dad, and he was just they were trying to figure out, is it the parent's responsibility to mend relationships with the child, or is it the child's responsibility to mend relationships with the parent, you know, when they get older? And I think it's just like, you know, somebody needs to be the bigger person. Somebody needs to, with me and my father, we don't have the best relationship. But I feel like I've grown and I've gotten the wisdom to be a better communicator. And so now I'm equipped with the skills to go to him and create a better relationship. So with my grandma and my auntie, it's like, okay, so whose responsibility is it to create the better relationship? I told my grandma that I think she could talk to him. But she just, see, they gotta calm down. See, this was the thing. With the Black community, we don't really know how to communicate with each other good. My grandma, she'll communicate with you for a little while, but then she gets flustered, and then you be wanting to hit her a little bit, just a little bit. Cause you be like, girl, if you don't calm down. So I don't know. It's real tricky when it's like, okay, so should I call her? Should she call me? Do we need to sit down? I don't know what their issue is, but then also I was telling my grandma that I feel like our parents, me in particular, I can just use myself. When I was younger, I had such a high expectation for what I feel like my parents should be. But my mama had me when she was graduating from high school. So literally my mama grew up. My mama had to find herself while she trying to raise a child with a personality. So I had this just high expectations of a mother that my mama should have been. When ultimately, as I got older, I'm like, dang, my mama probably she gave everything that she can give. Like, I don't know, she could have been broken, she could have been depressed. I don't know what she could have been. And I'm feeling like she needed to give me 150%, and she only had 80% to give me. And so, and with my daddy too, my daddy probably feels like he did the absolute best he could do as a father. But I'm feeling like you could have did better. And that's the thing with that we place these unrealistic expectations on our parents. And I think that's what's happening with you and Auntie. But y'all just gonna have to talk about it.
Well, I told her, that, yeah, I'll have to sit down. I have to be the one that sit down and talk. But, because I was young when I had my first child, I was young. I was still in high school, my last year of high school. And I gave it my best. I gave it my best. I gave it my best to all my kids. And, where we at, I don't know where we at. But I have to talk. I have to make the first move and go talk and find out where we at. What's the problem?
Then both people have to be receptive and be able to communicate in an effective way that's not, and not get defensive. I know sometimes I tell mama something and she gets so upset, and I'm like, I'm not saying that you was a bad parent. I'm just saying we have to get comfortable with people telling us about their emotions and how we treated them made them feel. Like, we have to be comfortable with that and be receptive to it. So if she say, I don't feel like you treated me right, you got to be receptive to understand, okay, I can see how you felt that way, but I just want you to know that I thought I was doing the best that I can. But that comes with, being able to understand it.
That's right.
Everybody got to be understanding that we are all human. But like I said, as parents, I feel like we hold y'all to just...
You hold us to a lot, when we should have gave a lot, we might have not gave a lot. We might not have a lot to give. But right. We gave our best. We gave what we know how to give back during the time.
Right.
Never went hungry, never went without food, lights over your head, never went without clothes. I'm speaking of myself because I gave it my best. I did what what I needed to do as a parent to take care of my children.
And overall, it's no like parenting handbook. Ain't nobody write a handbook like this. So you do step A, then you do step B, then you do step C, D, E, and F. Right. It ain't no handbook. I'm just bringing this for real. And so, I'm older and I know what I can and can't do. So I'm like, dang, I was really expecting somebody my age to be Superwoman. And so I can't get into no child who ain't got none. Okay? So, well, I think we really have to rework parenting. But I know me, I just want to have, better relationships with my parents, because when I do have a child, I want my child to understand how, I'm human. I go through stuff just like you going through stuff, just like you up here upset about school and all that. Me too. Right. Me too. I'm human too. Don't think I'm superhuman because I'm older, because I'm your parent. I go through stuff just like you go through stuff. So I think when we have a better understanding of that, then we can get along better. Right. Now I used to be really bitter toward my daddy, but now I'm just like, you get better with time. Yeah, I feel like he did the best he could. Now, I'm still telling him how I feel, but I do feel like he did the best he could. Well, I thank God for him, and they beautiful young ladies. One a daycare owner and one is a beautician, and I thank God for them. And then for my grandkids, all of them is grown, and and the last two come out of high school this year, and they did good. They all smart young ladies and men, and we always have taught them, always have said, whatever you do, be your best into whatever you doing. I don't push nobody to be do this and to do that. You got to do what you want to do in school, or what you want to do, or whatever you want to become. You got to do that. Your mind got to be right to do it. And so I'm just so thankful and blessed to even must be here to see all of them graduating out of school. And I pray and I ask God to let me see that, and he did that. It's the oldest granddaughter in college. One drive trucks, the gas trucks. One go to culinary school, and one is a beautician. And the last two getting ready to one for LSU, and one was going to be RCC. So, I just thank God for that, because, they could have been doing something else. Mm-hmm. Could have been doing something else. But I always tell them, you put God first in everything that you do, and things going to work out. Trust me, it's going to work out. Because I done been there. I know what I'm talking about. My mama, she was a woman with a lot of wisdom. And I thank God for it, but she gone on. And I thank her for the raising that she raised us. Because I was raised without my dad got killed when I was young. She had to raise 6 or 7 of us by herself. So and it was no easy thing. So tell the podcast, how did your dad die? My daddy got killed. My dad got hit by a car crossing the street. These cars are vicious, y'all. That's how I'm dead at that. Yes. And her mama raised 12 kids. 12 and then my mom was good and alive. So how old my mom was when she died? I mean, how old was I? Like 9th grade, something like that? 4 when she died. It was
So
when?
she was 84.
What
So
year was it though?
2010.
Okay, so I was in 10th grade when my mama passed. But literally, y'all, if you don't know us, we got the yard on the 40. The 40 is Highway 40 West. We
Yes,
call it the 40. But we were raised in the yard at the yellow house. They're still there. My mama was there. My mama raised us. My mama, my grandma, my aunties, my mama, everybody. Like I wasn't raised by one person. All of them
right.
had their hand. They ain't have to be like asking for permission to discipline nobody. We was getting in
That's right.
trouble. We was getting in trouble, baby. We knew what not to do. We wasn't grown folks' business. We had our
Right.
den. In my mom's house, we had our den. We call it the den, but it was just a room, and it was buku people in the den. But we didn't complain. We did not complain. We had fun at the den.
Baby,
But we really grew up. All of us grew up together. Like
right.
we were click. Everybody was click tight, and we all grew up together. And
If I could do anything different, you know what I say?
what?
I don't know. I would have just been having my first child when I turned 30 or 40. If I would have did anything, you know. But
30 or 40?
but
I mean 30. I'm gonna be 30.
30. But I love my girls. I
Come
got
on.
two girls.
So how old were you when you had my mom?
When I had Marcel was born in 77. Brock was born in 73. I was making 18 when I had Rocky, and like what 47 from your mama 43.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 22.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think 30 a bad age to have kids, because y'all ain't gonna see one from me until then. I'm just letting y'all know.
22, because I had Felicia in between that time in 77.
You better cherish Jai and Teddy, because baby, ain't no child coming from me no time soon.
I said 77. I had Felicia in 75. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
My grandma had 6 grandkids and 2 great grandkids. Now,
Yeah.
one of the great grandkids, he got a little sense. Now, the other one
Ooh.
is bad.
And he named after my son.
And he named after my uncle. My uncle passed away. How old was Uncle Cortez when he passed away?
When Cortez passed away, he was like, he was 19, 20, 21. Like 20, 21 or 22, because he been dead.
Yeah.
20 years this year. He died in 2000.
So what happened to my uncle was him and, is he our cousin? We just gonna call him our cousin, because at this point, everybody cousins. Him, my cousin, I don't know who else was in there, but they was playing. The cousin was playing with a gun.
Yes.
Long story short, he accidentally got shot. So my uncle was paralyzed, and then he had he lived for a while, paralyzed and everything, and then he had complications, and he ended up passing away. But
Right.
he got shot, and then how long was he living after that?
He lived 2 years after.
2 years after. And then he had complications, and he ended up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really remember him like that, though. So I don't know why, but I just don't remember him good.
You was in Keisha them wedding, and
Oh, girl, don't talk about Keisha them wedding, because baby,
you must be about 6, 7 years old, 6,
probably still
years old, something like that, 5 or 6. And you, baby, you could have.
Girl, now you had to tell them people that. Y'all, they have not let me live down the fact that I had cut up in my cousin wedding. I mean, they said I was screaming and hollering and everything. And they ain't let me hear the end of it.
March down that aisle. She did not want to march down that aisle. So yeah, you marched.
Y'all, so my cousin Joe, he got married. Okay, so in my cousin Keisha wedding, me and my cousin Courtney walked down the aisle together. Okay, I mean barely, because they said I was cutting up. But so in my cousin wedding, who is just a little bit older than me, he got married a couple years ago, and me and Courtney walked down the aisle. Y'all, I ain't never heard the end of this, okay? Oh, you got down, you ain't crying, child. Like, bro.
Oh, my gracious.
If y'all get off me, I was emotional. I just was feeling good for them. That's all they was.
Yes.
No, the problem was they had me spoiled, and all I did was cry. I still be crying. I be crying about anything. I'm a crybaby.
They say I spoiled her. She my
It was their fault, child. It wasn't my fault. It was their fault. Mama said that, like, if somebody used to watch me, I used to stare at the people's screen though the whole time and just scream and holler. I just ain't had no chill. That's a shame. My kid ain't gonna come out like that. Y'all, one thing I cannot stand is a whining child. I cannot stand it.
Mm-mm.
I will send your child back with you. And that's exactly who I was. Why y'all let me be in y'all house? I would have put me out.
Say this right here. I mean, this go for every family. No, I don't care who it is. Love your family while you can, because you're here today and you might be gone today. Just love them, enjoy them, and do what you can with them while you can. Because so much is happening right now. People is leaving here, y'all, from this COVID and from everything else that's going on. So just do what you need to do. If you need to do some forgiveness, do some forgiveness. If you need to forgive somebody, forgive them and tell them, go to them and tell them, because guess what? It's not for them, it's for you.
Right.
It's for you. It is not for them. I had to learn that. I learned that.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Please do that.
Well, all right, Grandma girl. It was nice talking to you.
It was nice. I enjoyed it all. And until next time.
All right, girl. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good evening.